G'day you beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Doing a little bit of Destiny 2 today with my first exotic review. It's on something that's not quite a meta pick, but it's an article of clothing that I enjoy using very much. If you're going to enjoy this video, please smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe for more Paragon content. But with that said, let's move on to my review of the Lucky Raspberry. Now, as I said, it's not exactly a very meta pick. It is a chest piece for the Hunter that is meant to be used with Arcstrider. And the reason for that is it has Probability Matrix, which increases the chaining capabilities of arc bolt grenades, and it has a chance to recharge it each time it deals damage. So it's a very short, very small rather, chance of recharging your grenade every time you do damage. I'll just leave that lore on the screen in case anyone wants to pause and read that. So you're better off using this, using your grenades while you're using this on groups of enemies to make sure that you can proc it as much as possible. Then I use the bottom skill tree, the Way of the Wind, so that I have combat meditation while critically wounded melee and grenades recharge drastically faster. And I use grenades recharge faster on my boots. Sometimes you will notice that I throw my grenade, it hits 2 people and or 2 ads, and it procs and I get a grenade back. Sometimes you'll notice that I actually throw it at about 6 or 7 enemies and I do not get one back. So it's very hit or miss. It's a very niche piece of gear, so it's not something, you know, that it's definitely not an article of clothing that you're going to just one day say, okay, I'm doing X activity. I need a Lucky Raspberry because it'll be perfect. It's never going to fit that sort of role, but it's just so damn fun when you manage to get this to proc over and over and over again. It is just funny as, because the arc bolt grenades are quite dirty, and you can get about 8 enemies with this. If you can hit about 8 enemies, 90% of the time you will probably get this to proc. So obviously you really want to use it on a lot of ads. It can be very helpful in Nightfalls. If you are already going to be running Arcstrider, I wouldn't just switch to Arcstrider just to use the Lucky Raspberry. But if you are using it, I actually don't mind having this on over another Arcstrider exotic piece of gear, because the grenades, just having those grenades all the time, or potentially having those grenades all the time, is very handy. Of course, you're getting your grenades more often than you are getting a super, so having a piece of gear to extend your super and make it more powerful is not necessarily the best bet. I don't know, I mainly use this just to have an absolute blast. That's why I thought I would start off by covering the Lucky Raspberry instead of some sort of meta pick for the Hunter like other people do, because as I said, and as I've probably said a million times already, I just thoroughly enjoy using this chest piece. For PvP, I would probably give it a 1 out of 10. I mean, when you think about it, when you're playing PvP, at the absolute most you're going to hit 4 enemies, and 99% of the time if you throw a grenade you're probably only going to hit 1 guy. So you're only giving yourself one very small chance to proc the ability, the exotic ability on this chest piece. So it's really bad in Crucible. In PvE though, it's so long as you're doing the sort of activity that has a lot of enemies, a lot of groups of enemies that you can actually use this on. If you're just patrolling, it's probably not the best, but you know, whenever you get into any sort of area like I'm in right now with Lost Sectors, there is generally enough ads to warrant using this. So I'd probably only give it a 5 out of 10, but for fun factor it definitely gets a 10 for me. It just keeps me giggling all day long, and I love it, and I've maxed it out, and I intend to keep using it. The only time I would probably take this off is if I wanted a specific piece of gear, something like Celestial Nighthawk, to work along with a different super on a different class. But that's enough rambling for now, guys. So I thoroughly enjoy this. Definitely give it a try if you do pick one up. They are very, very good, just not nowhere near as good as some of the other picks out there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.